All right. Hi, guys. Coming to you live from Los Angeles, California. I'm your host. My name is Christian. Some know me as Chris. Some know me as 216 Boy. Some know me as Oh He 216. But today this is my first live podcast. This is my first time going live. But today it's gonna be pretty kind of serious. But my whole goal of this podcast is to reach people who have been hurt or who don't know how to move on from their hurt. I'm gonna help you help you own your traumas, help you find yourself, find peace within who you are, so you can grow and help others. Um, so the name of my podcast is My Hurt, Your Healing. My pain is your power. I believe I was put here personally to help others with what they're going through um, and to show you how to own your traumas and to help you grow from them. Um, I am from Cleveland, Ohio. I was raised with two parents, two parent household. I was raised in church. All the things that we think would make a perfect life, uh, and it wasn't that. Um, we all go through life thinking we know what love is and thinking that we know what we want when it comes to love. But if you've never truly experienced love, then how could you know what love is? Um, I thought that I was born from love. And going through life, I found out that that might not have been the case. Um, my parents ended up separating for their own reasons, and within me finding all this out in college, um, at 28 years old, I graduated college, moved to the West Coast. At 28 years old, I found out that I was molested as a child. And it's interesting because I do not remember it happening. Anyone that is in psychology or that field knows that one of the effects of someone being touched is, as a child, is they block it from their memory. Um, it's a defense mechanism. But also in that, um, you feel as if your innocence was taken from you. Now, like I said, my situation is interesting because I don't remember it happening. However, in my childhood, growing up, um, I used to wet the bed. And one of the signs of being touched is you wet the bed. And um, as a, I used to get reprimanded. I used to get um, whoopings as a child because I used to wet the bed. And me not knowing that I was wetting the bed because of the molestation, um, it caused me to uh, not like who I am, not love who I am. I hated being here. Um, I contemplated multiple times suicide and just not having someone in your corner. Um, but today, I'm coming to you guys because I know there's a lot of people that are going through this pain and this hurt and this trauma of not knowing who they are, not wanting to be here. And I'm here to tell you that you're bigger than that. You're bigger than your traumas. You're bigger than your hurt. You're bigger than your pain. There's more to life than you, than what you think or than what you know. You are not alone. There's a lot of kings out here who are battling depression and are battling hurt and feel as if no one is in your corner. I'm with you. And you don't have to be a product of what you came from. There's a lot of kings out here who are living double lives, who don't know where to go and who to turn to because of societal standards, because of who they think their family wants them to be, what religion tells you you should be, and who you should be, and how to act. But I'm here to tell you the first step to healing is accepting the fact of what happened. It's hurtful and it's painful. And a lot of times it feels like no one will be there for you. But through this, you have to learn to be there for yourself. You have to learn ways, find ways of what makes you comfortable of being in your own skin. You're here for a reason. And it might feel like no one is there for you. I grew up, like I said, with both parents, but it felt as if I was here alone because both parents have their own traumas and have their own dramas. And I can expect a person who has not dealt with their demons and their trauma to properly love me the way that I felt like I should have been loved. It is no fault to anyone. I don't blame anyone because I truly believe everything happens for a reason. And it's up to us within us to find that. And if that trauma did not happen to me, I wouldn't be here today talking to you all. And, you know, they always say there's light on the other side of the tunnel. It truly is. But within that light, I had to find the light in myself so I can be the light to others. This isn't your traditional podcast, as you can tell. I've already started crying. I just started. But we're going to discuss things that society wouldn't deem normal. I'm going to be speaking on things that have happened in my family, just to kind of put a stop to generational things that have been going on, and because no one decided to talk about it or to put their foot down and say, well, the bus stops with me. And I'm going to put exposure to this because it needs to be talked about. And others need to know that you're not alone. I'm here with you. I've gone through every emotion possible that you may be going through. But we will get through this together. Sometimes, they say it takes a village to raise a child. But what if the village doesn't have emotional intelligence and you're raising a child to not have emotional intelligence? What good is the village? So I'm going to raise awareness to parents that that did not have emotional awareness. Growing up, I was told that I was told that my emotions didn't matter. I wasn't told that, but if I'm getting reprimanded, what I have to say doesn't matter because I'm a child and they're the parent, and I just have to go with that. So growing up, I used to bottle all my emotions inside. I wasn't able to express myself, which in the long run caused me to not really know who I am or who I was. I had to hide behind all of that. And that wasn't, that wasn't, that's not my truth. That's not who I am. Who I am is a strong, intelligent, successful, loving, genuine black man in America. And through all the pain and traumas and drama, I stand here to you, talking to you all, to put exposure and spread light and love and awareness. I didn't dress like this for no reason. Like I said, isn't your typical podcast. I wanted to show you all, give an example of what I mean. Growing up and having all the standards pushed upon us, and religion saying that you can't do this and you have to do that, and this sinning, and if you're sinning you're going to hell, and all. Scratch all of that, because if you think about, all that was created for you to live in fear. If those who believe in God, or whatever universe, whatever you have it, if God is love, why would he place me here? Allow the molestation to occur. Allow all these things to be placed upon me, to then turn around and say, well, you're going to hell because of something that was not in your control. And I'm here to tell you, to heal, you have to unlearn everything that you were taught. You have to go back to being a child. And when I say go back to being a child, go back to when you had no care in the world. You didn't care about anything. You didn't see color. You didn't see sexuality. You didn't see differences in religion. You didn't see any of that. Because what all of that did is it caused you to wear a coat. It caused you to cover yourself. And this is your ego. So your ego is being formed by what your family wants you to do, and what religion tells you to be, and what society, how they tell you to act. You wear a coat, but under that coat isn't really you. You have to take off your coat, take off of everything, go back to being a child, relive the trauma. It's painful and it hurts and it sucks. And you have to do it alone because it happened to you alone. You have to forgive. Why? Because forgiving takes away. When you don't forgive, it causes you to fester. It causes all this hate. And if you really sit and think about it, it had to happen to you, because if it didn't, you wouldn't be here listening to me. You wouldn't really understand what I'm saying or where it's coming from. We all have trauma. For some, it might not have been molestation. For some, it could have been you were raised with a single parent. That's trauma. When you don't have the other parent, it's why weren't they there for me? Or sometimes the other parent might have passed or what have you. Now we have abandonment issues. Now we're looking for that trying to fill that void within other people, which causes trauma bonding. Or maybe you were adopted, so you don't know who your true parents are. So it's a piece of you that you don't know who you are. So you're going through life not really knowing who you are because you don't know what you came from or who you came from. That's trauma. You may have seen a parent having multiple partners because they trying to fill a void while trying to raise children. That's trauma. We all come from something. We all have trauma. You have to peel back every piece of standard that has molded your ego as you grow in this world. With my trauma, with the molestation, it caused me to grow up not knowing who I am. I was molested by my babysitter's son. Another addition to my trauma is, like I said, my situation is a little different because I don't remember it. I found out from family members who knew and never mentioned it to me until I found out at 28. And then it's like, well, you're my family. Why am I just finding this out? But you have to forgive. To this day, I have no hate towards anyone, to my molester, to my family. It's nothing but love. Because no one is at fault for what happened. So I don't want anyone feeling as if there's an inkling bit of hate in my heart. It's all love. Because it all formed me and who I am. With that trauma, it caused me to battle sexuality. And religion tells you with sexuality that it's an abomination before God. And God doesn't want you to do this. Well, nothing that was my fault. So how can I be blamed for anything that happened to me as a child? And I'm here to tell you that that's all false. You have to unlearn everything. To this day, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. And with me being spiritual, that helped me to heal. It helped me to own the trauma and the hurt and the pain. It helped me to sit in my power and stand here and tell you all that you're bigger than what happened to you. What happened to you doesn't make you. It builds you. It makes you stronger in who you are. Who I am, what happened to me, and what I'm battling doesn't make me who I am. What makes you who you are is how you heal from it. How you move forward. If you're a parent and you have children, if you don't heal your trauma, you're passing the trauma on to your kids. And they then have to deal with that. And that's not right. I challenge everyone to start healing. Start your healing. Start your healing. And like I said, the way you start that is you go back to being a child when nothing mattered. You have to sit with that pain and hurt because that's owning it. That's accepting it because it happened. We can't negate that, and you can't take that from it happened. So sit with that pain. If you have to cry, cry, cry. Because some of us, sometimes you're sitting waiting for an apology or waiting for someone to acknowledge that hurt, and that's no one's job. I spent my whole life waiting for just not even a I'm sorry, but waiting for an acknowledgement of that it happened, and I never got that. But like I said, it doesn't make you. Your past does not determine your path. How you grow from your past is what determines how you move going forward. Peace, you have to find peace within yourself. That's the first step to loving yourself wholeheartedly, unapologetically. If your trauma had a big piece on how you are today, that's a piece of who you are. You have to own that. You have to own that. If you don't love a little piece, any piece of who you are, you're not truly healed and you won't grow. You won't grow. You won't become who you're here to be. I'm going to talk to all my kings. A lot of you all are living two lives because you don't want to own that hurt. You don't want to own that pain. You don't want to come to grips of what your trauma may have, how it may have played a part in who you are. But it's who you are. It's who you are. It's no one's business what you do, what you like, who you lay with. It's no one's business but yours. But you owe it to yourself to heal. To heal. And the first step is accepting what it is. Accepting what it is. That's how you truly stand in your power. Pull your power back. Because if you haven't healed, you're giving power to everything and everyone around you. When you truly heal, you won't care. You won't care about the societal norms. You won't care about religion and what they say you should do and the sins you won't care. Because you standing in your power and you knowing who you are, that's ultimate peace. You will find peace within yourself. And when you have kids, you can show them love because you love yourself. When you truly love yourself, you can then show your child love and what love is. They won't look for it through external sources because you want them to know what love is at home. Because if they don't see love in the street, they'll know what love is because they came from love. They see love. They feel love. You owe it to them. You owe it to them. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself. This podcast is going to help so many individuals in so many ways. And with this, I hope that I can be a you can see love through me. I want when people come around me to truly feel love. My soul, deep down in my soul is love. I had to learn what love is by healing myself. And is standing here at 37 years old. I am truly healed from everything, all the vices, and I want to help all those out there that that are battling. A lot of people are battling addiction, and it stems all the way back to them not wanting to feel that pain from their traumas. It won't be easy. It's going to be a lonely, dark, cold feeling. And you have to go through it alone. Because the healing that you need, it's lonely. It's a lonely path. If you're in a relationship, now you've taken on someone else's. If you're in a relationship with someone else that hasn't healed, now you all both need to do the healing. And it could be a little more difficult because now you're in a situationship. But you all have to sit with your traumas and accept what has happened. While accepting and acknowledging what happened, forgive. That's going to be the difficult piece as well. Forgiving the person who did that to you because it's no one's fault. As a parent, your job is to do the best that you can. There's no book that says there's perfect parenting and you need to do this by this time, and there's none of that. If your parent did the best they can, you love them for bringing you into this world, however it happened. Because at this point, it's no one's fault. You have to stand on your 10 toes, own what it is, and move on going forward with love, forgiveness. You have to forgive. You have to forgive. I'm not the most religious person. I'm not the most spiritual, but I do go through life with love. And I've been bruised and damaged from individuals, whether it's relationships, whether it's so-called friendships, from others who don't know what love is or don't love who they are. And with me moving through life with the lightness in my heart, or me being a light in this world, I shine on others' shadows. I expose others' shadows and their darkness, and they don't like it. So they'll project their insecurities onto me. And now I have to carry the baggage of why they don't love me or why are they doing that to me when all I do is show love and give and do the best that I can positively with great good intentions. Still, I love. Still, I stand 10 toes on the positivity or me being true to who I am. Now, with that, there's a thin line with being true to who you are and allowing others to step on you and diminish your light. I truly think I'm here. When I say I'm chosen to do things that others in my family or other friends might not be able to do. For instance, come here and expose the demons of the darkness that I had to go through as a child and growing up. But I want everyone to hear me. You're not alone. I am here for you. We can get through this. I don't care what the trauma is. I don't care how long you've dealt with it. You can get through it. You can get through it. You have to shed all the layers, all the skin, take off all the bandages, and sit there naked. Remember, you came into this world naked, nothing on, exposed, allowing the world and everything around you to place the negativity and the insecurities and all of that on you. But you don't have to become that. Truly stand firm in who you are. Love who you are. You're here for a reason. If I can come here today and truly say that I wasn't born out of love, but I can show you love. And that's because of all the pain and the hurt and the heartache, heartbreak. Again, in this podcast, every week I'm going to come to you for an hour to discuss things that need to be discussed. We may curse. I may curse. I may cry. We're going to laugh. But it's all healing. It's all healthy healing. And my vision as this podcast grows, it's going to reach audiences that, it's going to reach. This isn't meant to be for a specific audience. If you bleed red, this is for you. Trauma is a human thing. So globally, we all have trauma. We all have to learn to grow through our traumas. And I'm going to help you do that. So every week, we're going to touch on things that, like I said, aren't society and religion, and it's uncomfortable. But like I said, I was put here. I was chosen because it's bigger than me. Your pain, the trauma that happened to you is bigger than you. And you'll start to understand what I mean when I say that as you start to grow and heal from your past and your pain. It's so many others that you can help. But you can't help or heal until you forgive and then love. There's so many topics that I will be discussing every week. But I want you all to tune in if you can. Like I said, it won't be the typical, I'm wearing a wife beater because I want you to see that this isn't a normal podcast. Uh, I'm going to get on relationships, sexuality, family, religion, education. I'm going to delve into every topic that humans, we all deal with. You might not agree with every topic. You might not agree with every statement, and that's okay. We're all put here for different reasons. We're all individuals. We have different views, and that's okay. I'm not saying what I'm saying is right, what you believe is wrong, or what I'm saying is wrong and you're right. We're all entitled to your opinion. Now, if I'm sitting here and describing what has happened to me, and you're angry or feel as though I'm attacking you specifically, that's called conviction. And that's something you have to deal with on your own in your own time. If you hate me for speaking life, that's conviction within you. That's something you have to heal. Because this podcast will continue because I have so many people that I need to reach that are dealing with this. But we're going to get through this together. I have a company called Lit, and it's spelled Liyt, Lit Entertainment. And Lit stands for Live in Your Truth. Live in your truth, whatever that may look like. Your truth. And what living your truth does not mean, it doesn't mean you have to tell everyone everything that has happened to you. That's not living your truth. Living your truth is accepting on your own time, accepting who you are, healing from that pain, growing with love, going forward. Your truth, your trauma forms your truth. If you don't own your trauma, you're not living in your truth. So Lit Entertainment stands for living your truth. Own who you are. Unapologetically own who you are. Love who you are. Accept who you are. Screw anybody that doesn't. You're not put here for everyone to accept you. Everyone won't accept you. That's okay. But it's a certain type of peace that comes with not giving a fuck about anybody or anything. Truly loving who you are and being here and standing 10 toes on it. Your inner soul, your soul will thank you. Your soul wants you to love who you are from the inside out. So you can show your kids how to love themselves, how to own who the fuck they are. You put here for a reason. I don't give a damn about anything else. You're put here. Your kids need to be the cockiest kids out here because there's a lot of hate out there. It's a lot of hate out there, and they're going to have to deal with that. And you might not always be around. But at the end of the day, they're going to know what love is because it started with me at home. I need everyone to move with love. because it's nothing like love. Some people are scared of it. I was, because you'll see someone, I see you'll see, my my situation. I had two parents growing up. They said they loved each other, but if it was truly love, there wouldn't be a divorce. There wouldn't be a hate or dislike. When they say love wins, love conquers all, I truly believe that. And again, I don't blame anyone, like I said, because we're all here trying to learn on our own. And, both, you know, I- like I said, everyone has traumas. And, they thought they knew what love was, you know? And through that, here I am. But that had to happen. And I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for it. Um, Me growing up, never having a friend or having a friend and then the friend turning on me, I appreciate all of the everything. Everything. I truly believe that love, um, I truly believe everyone listening here will find love, will truly find love within themselves. Because within that, you will find love. But you have to exude, you have to show it. You have to show it. And you can't show it if it's not in you. Um, but I'm excited to finally get this podcast started. It's been a long road, but I'm here to tell my story, um, because within my story, it will provide healing for others that are going through the same things that I've dealt with or experienced. Um, as this podcast grows, I will start to have special guests to interview others and get a viewpoint and a take on who they are. And I will have questions and answers. As I start to grow more, I'm gonna have a phone line when individuals can call in. Or they can leave a voicemail. They can text. I am starting a YouTube channel. So if you can't catch me live, you can catch me. You can catch me on my YouTube channel. I will have this posted on there as well. I am live Facebook, TikTok. Um, but I love you all, and I appreciate you giving me this platform and you tuning in. Um, some are tuning in for the wrong reasons, and that's okay. Um, some want to play on others' insecurities. That's okay. Um, because, like I said, when you truly love yourself, nothing else matters. So that's why I want people to truly find love within themselves so they can show their kids. So when their kids are out here dealing with the insecurities of others or projections and all that, it won't matter because they truly know what love is. All right. I wish you all well on your journeys. You can catch me on Instagram, 216boy, BO 3 eyes. TikTok 216boy. And I can't remember my YouTube channel name right now, but I will have it posted. I love you guys, and I wish you well.